All right. I was hoping for a sunnier day. It's a little wet out, so the Tahoe is dirty, but let's give an update before I go any further. A lot to go over. Obviously it's running. We're out here, not in the shop, not under the cover, so that's great. Let's bring you up to date on everything. A lot's changed, and I'm going to try and cover everything. So we've got the LS in here, the 5.3 with the truck Norris cam, springs, headers, full 3-inch dual exhaust, no cats. Let's take a look at that. See if I can get under here and get wet and take a picture. You'll see the headers up there. We've got H pipe right here. Back to the MagnaFlow 3-inch, and then runs over the axles, and they come out the dual. I've got the dual out behind, so before it was just the single over here. I just figured let's make it dual. Also got a nice polished differential cover because I changed the fluid again. I'll get into that in a minute. This was on Amazon. It was like 75 bucks. Super stoked with it. Looks way better than the stock, and I did want to get something. I just didn't want chrome. I live at the coast, so that would have just rusted. This is loud. I'm gonna say straight out, you do dual 3-inch MagnaFlow, no cats, no resonators. It's loud. In fact, the drone inside sucks. I don't like it. This was an expensive exhaust to begin with. I didn't expect it to be that much, but it was like 1,900 bucks. It was insane. I was expecting like 15 tops. That said, they did a really great job, really fast too. When I was digging into this, I was having braking issues because this was sitting for so long, and I realized that my back wheel, because we rebuilt the whole rear axle, my back wheel seals, the wheel bearing seals, were leaking, and so they were getting the brakes all, you know, differential fluid all over them, and so they really weren't working. Also, the back calipers were both basically kind of frozen up. They wouldn't work properly, so I actually went to Little Manufactured, ordered, which is where these originally came from, and ordered new calipers. They were like $280 for both sides loaded. Got those, put them on. I didn't like the pads. I upgraded the pads, and then it did braking a lot better. I also got local wheel bearing cylinders, not the cheap China stuff from Amazon, which is what I did first, and then that sealed it up. Also, I changed the fluid. I think I was running like 70-90 fluid, and then I went to 80-90, and then of course I did the differential at the same time. I checked my wear pattern because I did the gearing. Everything looks good. And now, obviously, I've talked about it before. Gosh, am I going to be able to see this? Yeah. We did the slip yoke eliminator kit. And so now my angles are really, really good on the drive shaft. I got a slip drive shaft. Obviously, I would have liked it a little bit longer. But because of that, all vibration is gone. No more vibration. Yay! Because of that, I did a 5-inch rear block. So now, if you look at it, it sits level again. Yay! So we have full 6-inch lift again. Super stoked about that. I got the lift blocks off of Amazon as well. You can see them there. I can link that in the description as well. I definitely wouldn't do lift blocks, especially that big and this much horsepower, without traction bars. So that's my recommendation there. What else did we do? Let's hop in. I'm gonna get an exhaust. See if we can get this thing to open up. I'm gonna film the exhaust. I don't know why this is such a... Never had an issue with it opening up before. Sorry for the camera work. There we go. Take a look at the final LS. I'll talk about a few things on here. Obviously, I've talked about the cold air before, got it to work with these parts. Look at my previous videos, I list all these parts, where to get them, how much, stuff like that. The only thing in here that is not working is the AC. I picked the worst year ever. I'm only missing wiring in one wire for the AC. Well, technically two, but I only need one of them. And it's this one. And it's supposed to go into pin, if this were the right ECU, going off of ltswap.com, this would just go into pin 17 and everything would work great. I picked the 1 year that it doesn't go in there, so I'm gonna have to manually somehow figure out how to hook this up. That's my major pain here. So the AC is hooked up, it's charged, doesn't work because of this one wire. The other two wires are plugged into here. This one we actually don't need because there's 4 wires for the whole AC unit. So the other two are good to go, but this one I need to figure out. So there's always problem solving with what you're doing here. And then of course my tachometer isn't working right now, but I actually think either the wire isn't connected properly or I hooked it up to the wrong wire. I'm gonna problem solve that. Those are the only two issues. Seriously, when I dropped this motor in, went to lt1.com, followed all of that, went to a LS swap, OBS LS swap forum on Facebook and just followed all of their guidance. When I plugged this in and I dropped the motor in, it fired right up. Now I did send this off to get it pre-programmed down in Texas. If I think about the name, I will leave it in the description below. I just told them everything I had on the motor, everything I did, so on and so forth. And because of the cam, it was idling really low and it wasn't gonna run well at all. If I didn't drop a cam in here, this thing would have ran like a champ right out of the gate, wouldn't have had to do anything. Because of the truck Norris cam, I did have to get this pre-programmed. It also helped with my speedometer because I told them the tire size and all of that, gear ratio. So we got all of that just shipping off. I still need to dyno tune this thing to really get it perfected out. But needless to say, it runs. I had a few issues with the coolant early on. I had some air pockets in the engine. And so when you do this and you fire it up the first time, you know, it's going to take you time to work out the bugs. It took me time to get all the air bubbles out of the engine because it was trying to overheat really fast. But yeah, so there we go. We have a running LS in here. I am going to fire this up. Oh, I did do you can't see it, it's kind of stuffed in here a little bit, the Willwood brake proportioning valve here, because I did the ABS delete. The ABS was just a pain in my ass. I had issues getting that hooked up properly, and I was like, you know what, ditch it, I can't stand it anyway. So we just pulled it out, did the brake proportioning valve. I've got no lights in the dash, which is good. I did have to replace, this came with the stock, well, with the original O2 sensors that were in here. I did have to replace the O2 sensors. They were sending a signal and giving me a check engine light. Yeah, so now I'm gonna put this on a tripod and I'm gonna leave it in the back here so you can hear the exhaust, and I can rev it up a little bit. And then what we're gonna do is, to tone this thing down, we're gonna put in dual 3-inch resonators up where the cats would normally be, from Vibrant. I've been researching this a lot. A lot of guys have done swaps with the exact same exhaust system that I have. They had the drone in here as well. Seriously, the drone alone is horrible. I would not drive this thing forever with the drone how it is. So I'm excited. I'm gonna put these on today, which is why I'm shooting this video now, so that I don't get too far and you guys can kind of hear the before and after. I am just going to do the stepped clamps. I can link these below as well. These were from Amazon, super inexpensive. These were like 118 a piece. I think I got all 4 of these for like $38, so they're like 10 a piece. Yeah, so let me put the good old camera on a tripod, so I'll set her back here so you can hear the exhaust, and I'll splice this in, and then yeah, we'll go from there. All right, we're gonna try and get this exhaust sound so you can actually hear it. Hopefully this new sound comes through and it's not too windy. So it's definitely quieter with the Volants on there. Let's see if we can take a peek at where we put them. Not sure about the MagnaFlows, but that's the exhaust now. You can hear it. Hopefully it came out audio wise. Let me know your thoughts. I may actually try and put Flowmasters on here and see how it sounds. But this does have a drone when I'm going about 2,000 RPM. The drone is less with those Volants on there in the cabin. It's still annoying. So we're going to be messing around with this exhaust to try and figure it out. I may even come back and do tip downs down here before the axle, see if that changes anything. Changing out mufflers. I've thought about doing Borla exhaust. I may do Flowmaster. I love Flowmaster. So we'll see, but that's the update for now. Thanks for watching. See you again.